Hello everybody, my name is Jose de la Rosa Rodriguez and this is my presentation for CS50's web programming with Python and JavaScript 2020. This is problem number 2, commerce, and we asked to design an eBay-like e-commerce action site. Okay, so this problem has a number of specifications. Number 1 is for us to create 3 models for our application, in addition to the ones that came with distribution code. So here's my models file, and I have a listing, a bid, comment, watch list, and a category model. Okay, so that's requirement number 1. Okay, requirement number 2, users should be able to visit our page and create a list, including all the required information. So I'm going to go to our application and go to create listing, and I'm going to create a quick listing for sell a hammer. And this is an old hammer. So I have a title, I have a description, and the starting bid is going to be $1.99. The description is going the category is going to be other, and I'm going to add a URL for the photo. Hit create listing, and now I have a hammer listing on my page. Okay, so that's requirement number 2. Okay, number 3, user should be able to see all the active listings on the default route and with all the proper information. So this is my default route, and I can see the photo, the title, description, current price, and the category of the listing, and these are all the active listings that I have right now, including the one that I just created. Okay, so that is number 3. Okay, number 4, when the user clicks on a listing, it should take it to that listings page. So I'm going to go to the listing that I just created for the hammer. I click on it, and it takes me to the page for that listing. It has all the information available for this particular listing, including the bidding options. Okay, so that is number 4. Okay, number 4a, if a user is signed in, should be able to add an item to or listing to the watch list. So I sign in under a different username, and I'm going to add this item to my watch list. So now it says that I'm watching it. I can also remove it if I was watching it already, but I'm going to keep it on my watch list for now. Okay, so that is a requirement 4a. Okay, requirement 4b, if a user is signed in, should be able to also bid on an item, and if the bid is smaller than the current price, it should get an error message. So I'm going to try to bid $1. It tells me it's too small. So if I try to bid then $3 and I place the bid, that one goes through. So the current bid is $3 and my bid is the current bid. Okay, so that is requirement 4b. Okay, requirement 4c, if a user is signed in and it's the user that created the listing, should be able to close it. So I sign back in as test user number 1. So I'm going to go to the hammer listing, and since I created this one, I have an option to close it. So when I hit the close button, and this listing is now closed, and the user that had the highest bid, which was test user number 4, won this listing. Okay, so that is requirement 4c. Okay, requirement 4d, if a user is signed in on a closed listing page and the user won that listing, it should say as much. So I'm going to go to the hammer listing, and I sign in under the test user number 4, which was the one that bid on this listing. So it says that it's closed, but it says that I won this listing, and I'm still watching it. Okay, so that is requirement 4d. Okay, requirement 4e, if a user is signed in, should be able to go to the comments, see the comments on the listing page, and should also be able to add comments. So I'm going to go to this older listing for this meet, and I have a link here for all the comments. So I see all the comments all users have previously added, and I can add a brand new comment here for demonstration purposes. So I submit this form, and now the new comment has been added to the list of comments on this particular action. I can go back to the listing. Okay, so that is requirement 4e. Okay, requirement 5. If the user is signing in, should be able to go to the watch list page and see the items that he's watching. So I'm going to go to my watch list page, and I can see the items that I'm watching, and I can see the hammer that I won earlier is in my watch list still. So, and I'm just going to check another more. So this meat, for example, it's also being tagged as watching, so it's on my watch list. Okay, so that's requirement 5. Okay, requirement 6, the user should be able to go to to the category page and see all the categories, and clicking on a category should take it to all the items in that category. So I'm going to go to the categories, and I can see all the different categories, and I'm going to go to others because I know there's some items under that category. So these are the items that are actively active in the action site, and I can click on any of those and go to that particular listing. But if I go back and I'm going to go to the pets category, for example, it's one listing under one active listing, so I can see that listing as well. Okay, so that is requirement 6. Okay, requirement number 7 and final requirement: the user should be able to go to the Django's admin interface and make edits, addition, deletion in that interface. So I'm gonna go to the Django admin. I logged in as an admin. I see all the 5 models that I created, so I can go to the comments, for instance, and I'm gonna delete that last comment that I created. So I'm gonna delete it, and yes, I'm sure I'm gonna delete it. So I could also go to this one, prior comment, and just edit it, and I'm gonna hit save, and that's being saved. And I could also add another comment if I wanted to. So I could do that pretty much with all the models that I have in here. Okay, so that is requirement number 7, and this is the end of my presentation. Thank you.